All right, guys, welcome back. So, I had some reservations about even making this video at all because I don't want to create more of what we in this industry call chucks in a truck. And a chuck in a truck is somebody who's out there not taking this business seriously, and therefore they end up giving us all a really bad name. They make the entire handyman industry look bad. And oftentimes they are part time guys who are just looking for extra cash. And because that's what they're doing and they're not trying to build a real business, they're just not taking it seriously. So they're not showing up to jobs, they're not doing a professional job, they're just not being reliable in general. But at the same time, I recognize there's a lot of handymen out there or potential handymen who could be absolutely amazing. And I want to tell you, if you take this seriously, if you're new and you popped into this video because you want to make some money on the side as a handyman, I want to let you know, if you take this business very seriously, it's six figures, guys. You can be making six figures in less than a year. You can have a six-figure business that's paying you the kind of money that you never thought you could make, but it's not done by cheating the system, and there are no quick tricks. So that's what this video is for. I'm going to teach you how to just at least get your foot in the door so you can get a taste of this so that you can realize what it could become for you. So let's say you've got a full-time job, you've got a basic set of tools, right? Nothing special, but you've got a drill, wrenches, pliers, screwdrivers, just the basic stuff that really any young man probably should have so he can just work on a few of his own things. The first thing you might want to figure out, well, actually, let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to say this right off the bat. Get a business license and get insurance, okay? You're not legal to do business without a business license. And I know a lot of y'all are going to be doing this off the books without a business license, and that's exactly what I want to afford here. So I'm going to say that right off the top of the bat. If you don't get a business license or insurance, you're not a real business at all. You're not even a part-time business. So get your business license. It's usually very easy on almost every state. You can go online and do it. And the same thing with insurance. You're probably talking for a part-time side gig, $50 a month for your insurance. So go ahead and get your insurance. There's links in the description of this video for some of that stuff. But regardless of the links, just get a business license and get insurance. So the first thing you're going to want to know right off the bat is who your customers are going to be. So if you're trying to start off again on the side, your customers initially are probably going to be family and friends. So I think you should order some business cards, come up with a business name. There's a whole master class that I have, by the way. If you want to take this seriously, there is a master class. The link for that's also in the description of this video, and you can take that master class step by step and be a real handyman business, making very serious money very, very soon. But if you're not going to do that, your first clients are probably going to end up being friends and family. So I do suggest at the very least you come up with your business name, get yourself some business cards printed, and just start handing them out to all your friends and family. Work for your friends and family and let them drum up business for you by giving your business card out to a lot of their friends and a lot of their family. And a couple other good places to get started. It's going to be Facebook and Craigslist. You can place ads on Craigslist for like $5 or $10. It doesn't cost much. You can go to Facebook community pages if you're allowed to and post ads there. And you can also put announcements out on both your Facebook page and your friends and family's Facebook pages. You can ask them to share your post on their pages. And this is probably for a part-timer going to drum up enough business for you, at least initially, so that you start having a little job here and there to do after work every day. Now, you also need to know what to charge. So I'm going to give you some basic rules right off the bat. First rule is going to be, even for friends and family, never charge anybody less than $50 an hour. And again, there's so much on my channel that I think you need to watch to understand pricing. This advice is not geared towards my full-time handymen who are taking this very seriously. But if you're trying to just get started, I'm just going to come out and say, don't charge less than $50 an hour, no matter what, to anybody ever. Now, for people who aren't friends and family, maybe from Craigslist ads and Facebook ads and stuff, for people you don't know, don't be less than $80 trip minimum to show up at their door. And if it's a small job, let that $80 cover it. If it's a bigger job, have something like an $80 minimum. And then after the first hour, charge them whatever it is you want to charge them, 45, 55, 65 an hour. But I want you to keep in mind, guys, without watching the rest of my channel, if you're new to this, the rates need to be much higher than that. This is only my advice to very, very, very new beginners who are trying to just do some side work. In the end, you're going to be at $125 trip fee. If you turn this into a business, you'll be at $125 minimum, and you're going to be at about $100 an hour, if not more, with very little experience if you're just simply running a solid business. But for now, let's say at minimum, don't charge less than 50 an hour for friends and family. Don't charge less than $80 trip minimum, and or $50 to $80 an hour for strangers. And now I'm also going to give you just a short list of the types of jobs that you can get started at with no experience, no training, very few tools, just really nothing at all under your belt. To get you started, here's a list of some of the jobs you can do with almost no experience and no tools. It's going to be painting, which all you need is paint brushes and rollers and trays. You can buy a kit at Home Depot for about $11 to get you started painting. Heck, you can even screw your roller. You can screw that onto the end of a broom. You really don't need much to get started painting. Maybe some tarps and some blue tape as well. You're also going to be able to hang stuff. So this could be blinds, this could be curtain rods, pictures, mirrors, shelves, anything at all that goes on the wall. I do recommend you watch at least a few YouTube videos to just get familiar with the types of hardware you'll be hanging things with. Maybe get a stud finder so that anything heavy can go into the studs. Do a little bit of research, but you can pretty much start out hanging stuff on walls for people pretty quickly and easy with no experience. You can do gutter cleaning. This doesn't require, honestly, anything more than a ladder and a trash bag at its most basic level. And then if you get good at it and you start making some money at it, there is some better equipment that you can buy, but you can get started gutter cleaning right away. Caulking is another very popular one. All you need is a rag, something to scrape the old caulk out with, and a new tube of caulk. So you can get going with that right off the bat. And if you don't know how, again, go watch some YouTube videos. Caulking is extremely easy. Now, there's also light fixtures, ceiling fans, etc. I do want you to be careful. If you have literally no comfort and no experience at all with anything electrical, maybe you shouldn't jump right into that. Now, me personally, I do believe anybody can do anything. So I do believe that if you go do the research via YouTube or wherever else you want to go do the research, this is something you can learn. DIYers do this for themselves all the time. But light fixtures and ceiling fans are not a bad place to get started as well. And along with that, doorknobs and deadbolts. Again, they don't require hardly any experience at all. They can be done very quickly, very efficiently. You can even rekey them if you buy the right brands that are rekeyable. So start off with doorknobs and deadbolts. It's a very easy job that literally anyone can do. Toilets are also extremely easy and require very little experience. Maybe you shouldn't start out swapping toilets, but when you have toilets that run, which is a huge part of my workload, just simply toilets that are just running water through all the time, it's just going to be replacing the flapper and or the fill valve, and if it won't flush right, replacing the handle. All three of those jobs are insanely easy to figure out, require almost no tools and zero experience, and it's a problem that so many people have, and they can't find an affordable handyman or plumber to come out and do those simple jobs for them. So jump on those toilets, learn them quickly. They're going to put a lot of money in your pocket really fast. Smoke detectors also are kind of electrical, although they're not too bad. There's just 3 wires on every single hardwired smoke detector. There are always only 3 wires. You just take the wire nut off, take the wires of the old smoke detector off, wire in your new pigtail, put on your new smoke detector. Super easy job. And you can get out there and start doing that right away with nothing more than a ladder and maybe a small electrical tool in case you need to redo the end of one of the wires. Doorbells, same kind of thing. There is electricity involved, but they're very simple. 9 times out of 10, the problem is the doorbell push button itself. They're very cheap. It's 2 wires. Doesn't even matter which screw you put them on. They don't care which direction they go. And then 1 out of 10 times, it's going to be the chime box hanging on the wall. Same thing, 2 screws holding that chime box in, 2 wires carrying the signal. Doesn't matter which way you put the wires, so jump on those doorbells right away. And then finally, a really super simple one that requires zero experience at all and zero tools is just good old-fashioned junk removal. And you'd be surprised how often you show up to a junk removal job and then they ask you if you can fix some other stuff around the house for them that you might actually be able to fix. And speaking of people asking you to fix other things, when you get started on these jobs here, when you get started as a handyman and you're just doing these simple jobs, you're going to find that every job you go to, it seems, they want you to also fix something else. And you might have a little anxiety at first, worried that you don't know what you're doing. And maybe that's because you don't know what you're doing. But do yourself a favor. Tell them you need to step outside and make a phone call. Google the job real quick. Look it up on YouTube, look it up on Google, watch a video or two real quick in your car out in the driveway. See if it might be something you think you can do. Because one thing I'm going to tell you about this business that I've said a million times, it's not the handyman work that's hard. Anybody can do this work. And I do mean anybody, any average adult male in the United States can do just about all the work that I do on a daily basis. I'm sincere when I tell you the work is not hard. It's running a business that's hard. So if somebody asks you to do an additional job that you've never done before you say no, just go Google it and find out if maybe you can do it. And I'm going to give you a real good example. My best friend in the world, his name is Chris. Chris has remodeled 2 complete showers in his house. He's put in new shower pans, he's done new framing, he's done the tile work, all of the plumbing that goes along with it. Chris has zero experience in the construction industry, but Chris is very, very confident about himself. And all he did was go online, do the research, watch the videos, purchase the tools, purchase the materials, make the mistakes, rip it back out, do it again, make the mistake, rip it back out again, do it again, and then get it right. And then after the first one, the second one was twice as fast and easy for him. And the same thing will happen with you. The work, I promise you, is not hard. Anybody in the world can learn how to do all of this work. All you need to do, number one, is get your foot in the door. Just start somewhere. Again, friends and family, do it on the side if you need to, but you're going to find out quickly as you attempt to tackle jobs that you didn't think you could do, you're going to find out just how easy they are, and you're going to start doing them, and you're going to start adding those skills to your tool belt every single day that you do this. And there's going to come a time where you just realize, oh my God, I have more requests for people wanting me to come do handyman work for them at a higher rate than what I make at my job, that it's starting to get to the point where it doesn't make any sense for me to keep my job anymore because there's so much more money available to be made as a professional handyman. And that's when, again, I highly recommend that you go watch the videos on my channel and or take my masterclass. It's a free masterclass, by the way. Before you go watch any of my channel or take my masterclass, I want you to know there are no paywalls on this channel. You don't have to pay. There's no information hidden behind some money that you have to give me. It's all free. It's all there, including the masterclass. You can take it step by step by step. And by the time you get to the end, if you just simply do the very simple tasks that are involved in each step, you will be a full-time handyman. You will have a legitimate business. You can call yourself a business owner, and there's no reason for you to not be making 6 figures at the end of your first year in this business. So to close out, guys, just do me a favor and be professional, be reliable. Please don't become a chuck in a truck. I didn't make this video so that a bunch of jackoffs out there could go and just make some side cash on a whim while making the rest of us look bad and driving down the prices in this industry. Go out there like a professional, start on the side part-time if you need to, but be a professional about it. And I promise you, you're going to have so many requests that it won't be very long before you have no choice but to quit your job because it just doesn't make any sense to keep going there. So, with that being said, I love you guys. I hope you're out there killing it or soon will be, and I'll see you on the next one.